Okay, let's talk Git. So once you start working with Git, you'll end up in the situation where you have done some work and you made a few commits, but you wanted them to be in a branch so that you can have a pull request and other people can then incorporate your changes. Let's recreate your situation, and then once we're there, let's see how we can fix that. Luckily, we have this nice little page, oh shit Git. So let's go to VS Code. And I've already created a repository, but as you can see, nothing is in there. Let's make a few commits. Open up some README file, right? So that's our README file. We will do some sample project. So make the nicest piece of software ever. Save that. Let's take a look at what git graph says. Same thing. Nothing is happening. Now what can we do? We can say git add readme, and git status will tell us one file is in the index and stage for commit. So let's do that. Git commit. And we'll call that initial commit. Great. As we can see, we have our initial commit. And now we start working on a feature. Add some documentation. We'll do that. Let's make a documentation directory. And in there, let's create another intro. If I can type. So with our intro, we'll just add a little bit of text, and that represents our feature. But the problem will be, we want this to be on a branch rather than master, so that we can use it and push it to GitHub. So implement nice features. I'm going to use VS Code to add this and also to put it into the repository, but we're still on the master branch, remember? Let me put that down here. So we can see we are on the master branch, we have uncommitted changes. Git status tells us that's on track. Git add everything in docs. What else? We want to do a git commit, right? We are going to say git commit staged. Implement initial documentation. Another commit, just so we have more than one. Now add this via VS Code. And this is still not added, so let's do that too. And commit staged. So we should have had these two commits down here on its own branch, but that's not the case. So let's take a look at what oshitgit tells us how to fix that. First of all, git branch some new branch. What will that do? It will create a branch, but it will not do any kind of checkout. Second, git reset head, one commit back, hard. We'll do that and we'll see what changes, but it's not quite what we wanted. And then we're going to do a checkout of that branch so that we are in the place where we want it to be anyway. Back to VS Code. We want to create a branch here. Git branch feature documentation. And we can see it has been created. Now let's do the git reset hard. Git reset head tilde, that's important, hard. Now what's going to happen is that our master is going to go back one commit. And this here will change. Let's do that. Okay, we are back to the change we had, and head is now at EB72, so this commit. That's not what we wanted. What we wanted was to start our branch from here. Let's try and do that. Git reset hard to the commit where we want to go. Reset hard, and this is our commit. Let's paste that, and we're here. We didn't lose any change, right? This is where we initially started. Those two are our first feature, and now let's get back to our feature. What we are going to do is, if we do it via VS Code, we just right click and say checkout branch, and there we have all the changes. Let's go back to master, right click, checkout branch, and intro MD is deleted. Let's take a look at what we have. I'm sorry, just to read me MD. Now we are doing a git checkout, and our branch is called feature documentation. And again, ls. And there we have our docs directory. And let's open the file in there. There we go, it's back. This basically gives us the chance to just work, and then we realize we forgot that little step in Git to create our feature branch so that we have our own little bubble to work. And once we fix that, what happens is that we have all the changes, but we are also in the situation that we can incorporate them. So let's do this right now, and we'll just create something that resembles a pull request, because we're not going to actually push to GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab or any of the services. What we're going to do is we will create a merge request. So a merge request basically is nothing short of you have your state in master and then you incorporate all the changes. I like to keep track of branches with a merge. That's what we're going to do now. So using VS Code, what we would be doing is we would check out master. Again, that's deleted up here. So let's close this. We would then right click and say merge into current branch. And this keeps asking us, create a new commit even if fast forward is possible. Yes, we want that, and we'll see that in a second. It will basically say, give us the option to see that these two commits have been created on a single feature branch. So yes, merge. See, here are our commits. And now looking at the status of our repository, if we do a git branch, this will tell us we have a feature documentation branch, and we have a master branch, and it's checked out. And doing ls, great. We are here at the docs, and looking at the docs directory, it tells us there's our intro. That was VS Code. Now let's do the same thing again, but using just the git command line. Okay, to go back to something from something like this to where we were before, we're going again to do a reset hard. Right click here and then reset current branch to this commit. How do we know what the current branch is? It's bold. So right click here, reset current branch to this commit. Let's do hard so we lose everything that's in the working tree now. Yes. Oh, and by the way, if you ever do that by accident, I have another video how to restore this with the git ref log. There is nothing lost. If you basically go back in time and you want to get back to the commit that we saw after the enhanced documentation, that was the merge commit, you use the git ref log. I have another video up somewhere. I don't know. So let's do the same thing. We are on master and we're doing a git merge -- no fast forward. What do we want to merge into master? Feature / documentation. If I hit enter, we'll go back to exactly the commit that we saw before. That's going to be on top of this one. It's going to say merging feature documentation into master. Let's do that. And there we go. Merge feature branch documentation into master. Have fun with Git and always keep doing your feature branches so you can keep up with good work and with your work separated from running into any conflicts. Maybe I'll do a video on this one too, so that you can really resolve your conflicts more easily. Thank you. Bye.